In a small, quiet city, where people passed each other every day without truly seeing one another, lived a young man named Ethan. He was kind, hardworking, and honest. But life had not been gentle with him. Years ago, he had loved someone deeply, trusted her completely, and dreamed of a future together. But one day, without any warning, she left. There was no explanation, no goodbye, just a deep, deafening silence. From that day on, Ethan stopped believing in love. His life became a predictable, lonely routine. He'd wake up early, go to work, return to an empty home, eat alone, and try to sleep with memories he couldn't escape. His smile was still there, but it was a hollow shell, void of any real joy. Across the city lived a young woman named Lily. She was beautiful, intelligent, and brimming with creativity. Yet, behind her soft smile was a heart full of pain. She had been in a relationship where love slowly, insidiously, turned into control. She stayed far too long, clinging to the hope that things would change, that the man she loved would return. When she finally found the strength to walk away, she felt a wave of freedom, but it was coupled with a profound sense of being broken. Lily made a promise to herself, a vow etched into her wounded heart. She would never fall in love again. But fate, as it often does, had other plans. On a rainy evening, it orchestrated a meeting at a small, cozy café near the city library. The sudden downpour had driven everyone inside, and the place was crowded. There was only one empty seat left in the entire café, and it was directly across from Ethan. Lily approached his table hesitantly. "Is this seat taken?" she asked, her voice soft. Ethan looked up, startled from his thoughts, and shook his head. "No," he replied. They sat in a comfortable silence at first, the rhythmic drumming of rain against the windows filling the space between them. Then, with a clumsy movement, Lily knocked over her coffee. The dark liquid spread quickly across the small table. Ethan reacted instantly, grabbing napkins and helping her clean up the mess. "Looks like today is just not my day," Lily said, her cheeks flushed with embarrassment. A genuine smile, the first in weeks, touched Ethan's lips. "Rainy days have a way of doing that," he said. They shared a gentle laugh, and in that small, unexpected moment, something felt right, comfortable, easy. This accidental meeting turned into a deliberate habit. They started meeting at the cafe often, sometimes by chance, but more and more on purpose. They discovered a shared world in their conversations, talking for hours about books, music, their dreams for the future, and their hidden fears. But there was one topic they both carefully navigated around: their pasts. The ghost of heartbreak made them both scared to tread on that fragile ground. Weeks turned into a month, and their bond grew stronger, more than keebly. Ethan started to notice how Lily's gaze would always drift away whenever the conversation turned to love, and Lily saw how Ethan would grow quiet and distant whenever relationships were discussed. One evening, as the city lights began to twinkle outside the cafe window, Lily gathered her courage. "Why do you look so afraid when people talk about love?" she asked gently. Ethan was silent for a long moment, the question hanging in the air between them. Finally, he met her eyes and said, "Because love once broke me in a way I didn't know was possible." Lily's eyes welled with tears, a reflection of her own pain shining back at him. "Me too," she whispered. That night, the walls they had so carefully built around their hearts began to crumble. They shared everything: betrayals, the pain, the sleepless nights, the broken promises. And as they spoke, something beautiful happened. Instead of judging each other, they listened. Instead of trying to fix each other, they understood. As the months passed, their feelings for each other deepened into something undeniable. Everyone around them could see the light that sparked when they were together, the easy way they fit into each other's lives. But the "what's I love you" remained unspoken, trapped behind their shared fear. One night, standing under the soft glow of the city lights, Ethan finally broke the silence. "I care about you so much, Lily, but I'm afraid. I'm terrified of losing you." Lily reached out and took his hand, her touch both gentle and firm. "I'm afraid too," she confessed. "But maybe love isn't about never getting hurt. Maybe it's about choosing someone, even when you're scared." Looking into her eyes, Ethan realized something profound. This love was different. It wasn't the rushed, naive love of his past. It wasn't forced or demanding. It was patient. It was friendly. And it was real. Just as they were finding their footing, life presented a test. Ethan received a job offer in another city. It was a huge opportunity, the kind of career move he had been working towards for years. But it meant leaving Lily. His heart was torn. When he told her the news, she smiled, but he could see the pain she was trying to hide in her eyes. "You should go," she said, her voice steady, despite the tremor he knew she felt. "Don't lose your dreams for me." Ethan looked at her, his decision suddenly clear. "I don't want a life where you're not part of my dreams," he replied. In that moment, they both understood a crucial truth about love. It wasn't about holding someone back or sacrificing your own happiness. It was about finding a way to grow together, to weave your dreams into a shared tapestry. Ethan took the job, and Lily became his biggest supporter. They faced the challenges of distance, the late-night calls, the doubts that sometimes crept in during lonely moments. But through it all, they chose each other, every single day. Their commitment was a quiet, steady flame against the winds of uncertainty. A year later, on another rainy evening, Ethan brought Lily back to the very same cafe where their story began. The scent of coffee and rain filled the air, just as it had that first night. He led her to a quiet corner, his heart pounding in his chest. Then he got down on one knee. "We met as two broken hearts," he began, his voice thick with emotion. "But together, we became whole. You taught me how to trust again, how to hope again. Lily, will you spend your life with me?" Tears of joy streamed down Lilia's face as she looked at the man who had seen her scars and loved her not in spite of them, but because of them. She whispered the one word that held all her hopes for the future. Yes, always. Love didn't magically heal them. It didn't erase the scars of their past, but it taught them something invaluable, that even the most broken hearts can learn to love again. It taught them that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the choice to trust one more time, despite the risk. And sometimes, the most beautiful, life-changing love stories begin at the very moment you believe in love the least. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more.